flake and quartz floors. Who's done flake or quartz floors? Has anyone installed them? 1, 2, 3. So even though it's the most common kind of quote industrial floor or garage floor, you just see flakes. You know, they're very common. And even though it seems like they're so simple, there is stuff to it, and a lot of it's related to what we've already done. It's the prep that was demonstrated on this floor, cutting your concrete the right way, getting your primer, and then depending on if it's quartz or chips, it's putting the proper resin down, applying your broadcast, and then cleaning it up, and then putting your top coat on. So it is really the most simple and least, I'll call it the least artistic of them, but those are the bread and butter of flooring. So we just want to make sure that people understand the process and know that, yeah, if I can do the metallic, I've seen that, I can shift to a media broadcast floor. Pretty simple, okay? Josh, what's the prep? Just review the prep before we do a floor. And because we had some real world weirdness this week, Josh improvised, so he'll talk a little bit about what was improvised to salvage a surface, which is going to happen in real life. You're going to have situations where you can't bust out someone's garage floor and start over. You have to work with that surface that you have, make it as right as possible. The nice thing is you're covering it with a broadcast media, so you have some leeway, and you're going to see this is going to work out great.
From the concrete slab up?
Yeah, just real quick.
All right, yeah, if everybody recalls from the first day, took off the old coatings and materials that were on the floor, just like a real job, to completely clean it with a diamond grinder, scarifier, whatever's necessary to take that top coating or the contamination away from the floor. After that, we vacuumed it, then we de-dusted it with the shop blaster to get all the fine contamination, mineral dust, whatever was inside the pinholes, all of that cleaned out. As a result, when the coating was put on, maybe it was a temperature issue, material, whatever, we got air bubbles. Well, the air bubbles are basically just air that's been trapped that as the material starts to harden and cross-link and create tension, pulls the air out of the holes that we put in the floor with the shop blaster. People say they don't like the bubbles. I don't like the contamination down inside the holes that would have maybe eliminated the bubbles, but would have stayed there nonetheless. JD's not here to argue with me, so I'll say in the presence of moisture, I would worry about that mineral dust in those holes if there ever was a moisture issue down the road as far as affecting the bond line of the coating. So that brings us to the floor that I'm standing on right now, that has been run over with the machine to remove the bubbles, flatten the crowns that are around the bubbles so that doesn't telegraph through the next coating, so that when we put the next layer on, we're not going to see any of those bumps. Now, Don talked about improvisation. What we did here, what I did with the urethane, is filled in all these tiny little